Chapter 71, The Inner Demon's Great Wish is seen again, and the Pure Yang Patriarch arrives in. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day dawned, early morning. Tang Chen went through his daily lottery draw, *ding*, star. Congratulations to Su on winning a 1-star prize, Black Iron Stone. Even though he wasn't expecting much, Tang Chen still sighed at the low-level prize. The drop rate for good stuff is so generous, he muttered sarcastically. He tossed the black iron stone to Tunton, who gulped it down in one bite. Tunton looked pleased. You're such a picky eater. Only you would swallow something like that without a second thought. As Tunton ate, Tang Chen had a random thought. They say Tunton can swallow anything, and Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade is said to burn everything. What if he fed Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade to Tunton? Would Tunton digest the jade first, or would the jade burn through Tunton's belly? Practice is the only way to know for sure, Tang Chen mused. I'm bored anyway. Why not give it a shot? He decided to take Tunton to the garden to experiment, but, considering it wasn't his garden, maybe he should hold off. Little uncle, Qingrou approached him. Ancestor Hongchen has invited us to discuss something important. Tang Chen sighed, experiment later, he pulled out a small notebook, to do, Tunton's belly versus Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade, who wins, satisfied, he smiled. What were you writing down, junior uncle? Qingrou asked curiously. Old saying, a bad pen is better than a good memory. If I think of a game to play with Tunton, I write it down, so I don't forget, Tang Chen replied earnestly. That book has more than 10 pages, but you haven't written much. You're so kind to Tunton, Qingrou said admiringly. Young master's uncle is gifted, handsome, and kind. He's truly one of a kind, It's just something to keep me busy, Tang Chen said, smiling. Soon, Tang Chen and Qingrou entered a grand hall. Ancestor Hongchen sat on the dais, Baihua Zhenren stood beside her. Yi Ruxue and the 5 golden flowers were also there, standing respectfully below. Greetings, ancestor. Greetings, headmaster Baihua. Tang Chen gave a polite bow. Ancestor Hongchen smiled, her appreciation evident. You look much better after a night's rest. Now that you've condensed your Taoist heart, you need to cultivate diligently. Try to become a master. Don't rush things. Take it one step at a time. I will remember your words, Tang Chen said gratefully. Ancestor Hongchen stood and walked to Tang Chen. We're both straightforward people, so I'll cut to the chase. You're helping Yao Qi recover its immortal energy. In exchange, Yao Qi will become allies with Xian Qi sword, and will help each other in all things. Tang Chen nodded. That was the deal. Furthermore. Ancestor Hongchen's voice grew louder. I make a vow. I will do everything in my power to help you break through the shackles of this world. I will never waver in my support. If I lie, may I be lost in the endless catastrophe, forever reincarnated. Everyone was shocked, even Headmaster Baihua was stunned. She knew Ancestor Hongchen wanted to win Tang Chen's favor, but she hadn't expected her to make such a powerful vow. Senior, why? Tang Chen asked, a wry smile on his face. Now, including Ancestor Hongchen, 2 top experts had made vows for him. Are these vows freebies, Little friend Tang, your talent is unmatched. I promise Yao Qi will never betray you, or Xianjian. Our 2 clans will be allies, forever. Ancestor Hongchen's eyes burned with conviction. This was the only way. Her vow was witnessed by the heavens. Any betrayal would bring disaster. Only this way can I earn Tang Chen's trust. Below, the 5 golden flowers were conflicted. When Tang Chen arrived, they were impressed, but didn't think too much of it. Were all talented. But when they saw him condense Wumu Daoist heart, they changed their minds. Maybe not. Tang Chen was so far ahead, it was hard to compare, and now, Ancestor Hongchen had vowed to help him break through the shackles of this world. Were not even in the same league. Maybe there were 2 kinds of geniuses, the amazing ones, like them, and the real ones, like Tang Chen. Yao Qi's fast. Luckily, I already snagged a good disciple, or you would have stolen him. A hearty laugh echoed. Tang Chen's eyes lit up at the familiar voice. Old ancestor Chun Yang, dressed in simple hemp clothes, appeared. Greetings, senior. Greetings, old ancestor Chun Yang. Headmaster Baihua and the 6 golden flowers bowed. Even the old woman bowed slightly. Before old ancestor Chun Yang, they were mere juniors. Master, what brings you here? Tang Chen asked in surprise. My good disciple defeated many enemies in the Kunlun secret treasure and condensed the immortal Dao heart. For such a happy event, I had to congratulate you in person. Xuanhuan patted Tang Chen's shoulder, his voice filled with emotion. This disciple is the best, and so easy to manage. Blood Sword Master wasn't even worthy to carry a hair on Tang Chen's head. Xuanhuan glanced at the sky, his protector kept him updated. Senior Xuanhuan jests. Xianjian and Yao Qi are now allies. I merely wish to help young friend Tang, out of pure goodwill, Hongchen said humbly. Her words were carefully chosen, leaving no room for argument. Very good. Xuanhuan smiled faintly, found a seat, and sat down. With a wave of his hand, a black scroll landed in Tang Chen's lap. Chapter 72. Something is wrong, the check-in location is refreshed suddenly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tang Chen didn't hesitate, he unfurled the scroll immediately. It held all the intel on Kunlun Mountain and the evil spirits. He read it quickly and passed the scroll to Ancestor Hongchen. Since Ancestor Hongchen had essentially willed Tang Chen's demonhood into existence, she deserved his complete trust. A moment later, Ancestor Hongchen finished reading. A heavy silence settled over the 3 of them. Senior Hongchen, what are your thoughts? Tang Chen asked. He'd previously inquired with Ancestor Xuanhuan about Kunlun Mountain, but Xuanhuan didn't know much. Hongchen, however, had initially managed Yao Qi Cave Heaven, the foundation of which stemmed from Kunlun Mountain. Logically, she should know more. I know very little about Kunlun Immortal Mountain, Ancestor Hongchen admitted, shaking her head. First, the Immortal Age is ancient history. Second, historical records from that era are scarce, even more so than from the Chaos and Desolation periods. My information sources are limited. Ancestor Xuanhuan nodded. He'd noticed the same issue. The Immortal Age dated back over 300,000 years, while the Chaos and Desolation periods were millions of years older. Yet, details about the latter two were clearer than the Immortal Age. That's why Xuanhuan's information was so sparse. As for the evil spirit and the bloodthirsty evil emperor, he'd never heard of them. The intel he gathered had been worthless. Something's off, Tang Chen said, his eyes narrowing in thought. Someone from the Immortal Age mentioned that Kunlun's movement spelled doom. Luck is destroyed, the sky collapses, the earth collapses, and the immortals fall. That rings a bell. It was the spark they needed. Ancestors Xuanhuan and Hongchen froze. They both remembered the day the immortals fell. The world shifted. Immortal energy vanished inexplicably, countless immortals died for unknown reasons, and the world mourned. The Immortal Age had lost luck, the fall had lost immortal energy. The similarities were too striking. Could the loss of luck and immortal energy be related to this evil energy? Ancestor Hongchen suggested. It's possible, Tang Chen replied, shaking his head slightly. The two events are separated by too much time, making verification impossible. It's speculation, but one thing's for sure, the bloodthirsty evil emperor is bad news. Ancestors Hongchen and Xuanhuan nodded in agreement. The fact that a sliver of his evil thoughts could bind a Kunlunjinren's residual soul was terrifying. This is strange, possibly involving Xianluo-era secrets. Senior Hongchen and Master, please continue investigating, but do so discreetly, avoiding any risks, Tang Chen urged. Understood, Ancestors Hongchen and Xuanhuan replied simultaneously. They looked at Tang Chen with growing approval. He was calm under pressure, analytical, cautious, and humble, a rare combination. His composure alone surpassed most other talents. Meanwhile, Tang Chen was thinking, based on my years of reading fantasy novels, this bloodthirsty evil emperor is probably the final boss. I've just entered the newbie zone, so I should focus on recon. I'll throw down when I have decent gear. Tang Chen was pragmatic, one step at a time. Bosses could be tackled later. If he could win, he'd go all out. If not, He'd hide and grind, he was leveling up every second, no need to rush. With that settled, Ancestor Chunyang's expression relaxed. Good disciple, what's next for you? He asked. Tang Chen paused, and before he could speak, a notification appeared in his mind. New check-in location refreshed. Next check-in location, Academy Back Mountain. The prompt was sudden. Tang Chen blurted out, Academy Back Mountain. So that's what you're focused on. Going to the Academy Back Mountain will be a great boon. Ancestor Chunyang nodded enthusiastically. Tang Chen looked a little awkward. Misunderstanding, total misunderstanding. He had no idea what the Academy Back Mountain was. It was just an accident. Thankfully, Qingrou came to the rescue. Forgive my ignorance, but what is the Academy Back Mountain? She asked. Tang Chen breathed a sigh of relief. That's why she was his personal sword servant. Qingrou was the best. The East Wilderness is divided into factions, each with its own sect, recruiting disciples to strengthen their position and compete for immortality. Qianlong Academy, however, is unique. It's devoted solely to education, Ancestor Chunyang explained. Behind the academy lies a mountain, hundreds of feet tall, with hundreds of steps. Each step presents a trial. Successful completion of the trial earns a reward, cultivation resources or insights from predecessors. Some have even broken through their limits in one fell swoop. The Academy Back Mountain opens annually and is accessible to all, leading to intense competition as countless young geniuses show their talents. This year's opening is just days away, so the East Wilderness is buzzing with excitement. Chenren Baihua added, the Academy Back Mountain has 100 steps, each a test. The higher you climb, the more difficult it becomes. They say that the founder of Qianlong Academy, an immortal, placed his body on top of the mountain. Reaching the summit allows you to glimpse the immortal body and experience the mysteries of immortality, hence the name 100-Step Immortal Search. No one, no matter how brilliant or monstrous, has reached the top since the immortal era. Only a handful have gone beyond 90 steps. Young friend Tang has just manifested the immaculate Dao Heart. Climbing those steps would stabilize your Dao Heart and break your cultivation bottleneck, a win-win situation, Hongqian Daozu praised. Senior, thank you for your praise. Tang Chen smiled humbly. He'd initially planned to return to Xianjian Cave Heaven and reach the Grandmaster level. Mentioning the Academy Back Mountain had been an accident, but now he'd changed his mind. The mountain could not only improve his cultivation but was also a new check-in location. Why not? He was prepared to grind anyway. The new check-in location was a bonus. The author has something to say. Sorry to have kept you waiting for a long time. Chapter 73, Movements from All Sides. Why is it her? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qianlong Academy is located in Aoki's capital city. Technically, it's not a faction or a force. The academy accepts students from all backgrounds. Even if they're affiliated with a particular group, they're welcome to apply. This makes Qianlong Academy a popular choice for aspiring young cultivators. For one, it helps them improve their skills, and two, it allows them to network and broaden their perspectives. That's why many cultivators from outside the Eastern Wasteland come to study there too. Recently, word spread throughout the Eastern Wasteland that the mountain behind the academy would soon be open to students, which naturally drew a lot of attention. Compared to the often fatal risks of exploring secret realms, the academy's mountain offers a much safer experience. Even climbing just one step is said to bring some kind of reward, so most cultivators aren't going to miss out. They say if you're lucky enough to reach the summit, you can glimpse the body of an immortal, which will greatly aid your cultivation. I'm just one breakthrough away from reaching the realm of unity. I can't pass this up. I've also heard that Princess Daling of the ancient Qingmu kingdom is as beautiful as an angel, so I'll definitely be checking that out. That the news was a hot topic in the Eastern Wasteland, and everyone was talking about it. With their own goals in mind, they all started heading toward Aoki's capital. Around the same time, the news broke that Tang Chen would also be visiting Qianlong Academy. This announcement caused another stir throughout the Eastern Wasteland. First, Tang Chen has been performing miracles ever since he started cultivating. Many people wanted to see if he could reach the summit of the mountain and break the long-standing record. Second, everyone in the wasteland knew that Tang Chen had won the secret treasure of Kunlun. Many people wanted to witness his greatness for themselves. It's no exaggeration to say that Tang Chen's presence had become a major attraction in the eastern wasteland. Anyone who had seen him in person would have bragging rights for years to come. Meanwhile, at Bloody Battle Cave, a large group of young geniuses were gathered. Not long ago, young Qing had died, and Chi Tetsu was still recovering from serious injuries. Bloody Battle Cave was known for its aggressive nature. They were currently discussing how to punish Tang Chen and restore their reputation. I'll deal with Tang Chen myself. None of you are to interfere. Suddenly, a commanding voice echoed from the depths of the mountain. Then, a beam of black light shot into the sky. The black light transformed into wings, creating a wild storm that shook the entire mountain. Senior brother Yang Ling is out of seclusion. The disciples were all shocked. Yang Ling was a prominent member of the Bloody Battle Cave, and also Yang Qing's brother. While they weren't particularly close, they were still blood relatives, so it was easy to imagine how furious he must be that Tang Chen had killed Yang Qing. My bloody war scripture is finally complete. I'm heading to the Academy's back mountain to perfect it. As for that Tang Chen, I'll kill him along the way, so people will stop gossiping and annoying me. Yang Ling said coldly. With a flap of his wings, he shot off like a lightning bolt. In the ancient kingdom of Wu, in a hidden chamber, a group of ministers in official robes were whispering. At the head of the table sat a thin man. His name was Ao Qiankun, the second prince of the ancient Wu kingdom. Compared to Ao Hongchen's handsome looks and Ao Jiuxiao's bravery, Ao Qiankun appeared rather ordinary. His eyes were sunken and his cheeks were gaunt, giving him a malnourished look. Gentlemen, there's no need to discuss this any further. I'll be going to the Academy's back mountain. Ao Qiankun waved his hand and said firmly, with my father bedridden and the court in chaos, only a resounding victory can calm everyone's nerves. And Tang Chen, the root of all this trouble, is the perfect target. What the second prince says is true, but Tang Chen isn't an easy opponent. The third prince and the seventh prince. One of the ministers said cautiously. Ao Qiankun cut him off. The trip to the back mountain isn't a fight to the death, it's a fair competition. By victory, I don't necessarily mean killing Tang Chen. Simply crushing him, breaking his spirit, and turning him into a pathetic loser is victory enough. Hearing this, the ministers breathed a sigh of relief. The deaths of Ao Hongchen and Ao Jiuxiao had been a huge blow to the kingdom. If Ao Qiankun were to be killed as well, it would be a disaster. From what he said, it seemed his life wouldn't be in too much danger. The second prince's concern for the king and the kingdom is truly admirable. I'll inform the king of the matter and let him plan accordingly, a minister said excitedly. As he left the chamber, Ao Qiankun stopped him. This is only for those present. Please don't tell my father. I want to give him a surprise. With that, Ao Qiankun raised his head, his eyes filled with confidence. At Taiyin Cave, Luo Zhongxiao, dressed in green, slowly emerged from his secret training chamber. Because of Luo Yuheng's escape, he had fallen behind on his training, so he had been forced to stay in seclusion for a few days. There's an unwritten rule among the forces of the Eastern Wasteland. Once someone has passed through the heavenly tribulation and successfully entered the Holy Realm, they give up their responsibilities and focus solely on cultivation. Even the major factions are no exception, but Taiyin Cave was an exception. Luo Zhongxiao was a minor saint, but he still held the position of head teacher, and they had several powerful quasi-sages serving as protectors. As soon as he stepped out of the courtyard, Luo Zhongxiao frowned. Outside, a group of elders and senior officials were kneeling. Even two of the protectors were kneeling. They were pressed against the ground, motionless, not even daring to look up. Reporting to the master, the saint has disappeared again. We failed to supervise her, and we beg for punishment. The senior officials pleaded in unison. Their voices were so loud that the eaves shook. I sealed her cultivation, confiscated all her holy artifacts, and assigned people to watch her at all times. How could she disappear again? Luo Zhongxiao's face twitched as he struggled to contain his anger. The senior officials fell silent. After a long pause, a quasi-sage protector said, trembling, reporting to the master, the saint stole the Sky-Snatching Immortal Shuttle. Every state was in turmoil. Meanwhile, at the center of the storm, Tang Chen, Qingrou, and Tang Chen were aboard a flying boat heading toward the capital of Qingmu Kingdom, since Yao Qi had been compensating for the loss of immortal energy. Huadongshan was busy copying martial arts skills and preserving the Taoist immortal rules, so, they decided to skip the trip to the academy's back mountain. Of course, Yi Rushue wasn't going either. On the surface, Yi Qingrou didn't say anything, but she was secretly relieved. While she was more attractive than Yi Rushue, she felt insecure in some areas. Not having those two white things swaying around made her feel more at ease. "Little master, there's movement ahead," Yi Qingrou suddenly spoke. A group of flying beasts were attacking a figure in the distance. Based on its trajectory, it looked like it was running toward them. Tang Chen glanced over, and immediately frowned. Why is it her? Chapter 74, Sky-Snatching Immortal Shuttle, Maid Employment Letter. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The guy surrounded by birds and animals was a skinny dude, but anyone with eyes could see it was a disguise. Truth was, it was a girl, and a stone-cold fox. The only thing was, she was a little flat-chested. Yep, it was Luo Yuhan, back on the run from the Taiyin spirit. "Uncle Junior, what do we do?" Yi Qingrou asked Tang Chen. "Steer clear," Tang Chen said without a second thought. He wasn't a fan of Luo Yuhan's stuck-up attitude. Sure, she was even better looking than Yi Qingrou, but Tang Chen wanted nothing to do with her. Yi Qingrou nodded and swung the sky-crossing spirit boat in a new direction. Suddenly, a tear opened in space right in front of them. Luo Yuhan burst through. "Finally found you." Luo Yuhan flashed a too-bright smile. Yi Qingrou and Tang Chen were floored. Teleportation. Before Tang Chen could process what he'd seen, the birds and beasts swarmed them, shrieking. "Knock it off." Tang Chen didn't even look. He flicked a finger, boom, star, the void shattered as his spiritual energy crushed the birds and beasts. These creatures, some of which were powerful enough to be considered masters of the spiritual world, died in a flash. "How's he gotten stronger again?" Luo Yuhan gasped. She'd measured Tang Chen against the elites of Taiyin Cave, and he blew them away. Tang Chen was on a different level. "You're probably wondering why I've got this flock chasing me. Well, Daddy Dearest has locked down my cultivation. I can barely use any of my powers. Plus, he confiscated my sacred weapon, so I can't shapeshift. I had to go way out of my way, cross a bunch of lines, just to find you. It's been a rough few days, and I'm running on fumes. I'd never have found you if I didn't know you were headed to the capital." Luo Yuhan's perfect face was the picture of innocence. "How far to the nearest town?" Tang Chen asked Yi Qingrou, cutting her off. "About 3 miles, Yi Qingrou said. "The nearest town is Yangbeiqing. It's a dump. Let's keep going to the capital." Luo Yuhan acted like they were old friends. "Head to Yangbeiqing and notify Taiyin Dongtian. Tell them to come pick up their runaway," Tang Chen said, ignoring Luo Yuhan. Luo Yuhan's face fell. But she forced a smile. "Tang Chen, let bygones be bygones. I'm here with the best intentions." "Oh yeah? How so?" Tang Chen kept his smile to himself, zeroing in on a jade shuttle on her wrist. "That sky-skiing immortal shuttle is nice. With that, maybe we can talk." The sky-skiing immortal shuttle, an immortal weapon without any restrictions. It can break through the void anytime and anywhere, with the distance determined by the user's power. "How do you know about the sky-skiing immortal shuttle?" Luo Yuhan was taken aback. How did he see past her disguise? She shook her head. "It's a treasure of Taiyin Cave. I can't just hand it over." "Suit yourself." Tang Chen waved her off. He knew she'd never give it up. It was worth too much. "Wait." Luo Yuhan pulled a bag and started throwing out treasures. "Take whatever you want. There's more where that came from." She was almost crying. "Why can't you cut me some slack? I don't even want you to be my fake boyfriend. Just come with me to the capital, that's all." Luo Yuhan squeezed out some tears. "I don't buy it," Tang Chen said, Unimpressed, he scanned the treasures, stopping at a gray stone. 5-element source stone, contains pure 5 elements, an excellent ingredient for forging holy tools. Tang Chen thought of the world embryonic seed. To make it grow, it needed the 5 elements. This stone was perfect. See that 5-element source stone, Luo Yuheng brightened. We've got tons of those at Taiyin Cave, a whole shed full. At least 10,000. How many, exactly? Tang Chen pressed. Maybe 20, almost 30,000, Luo Yuheng guessed. Deal. Tang Chen wrote something down. He handed the note to Luo Yuheng. Luo Yuheng read it, and her face exploded. Maid contract employer, Tang Chen employee, Luo Yuheng terms. Luo Yuheng agrees to serve as Tang Chen's maid during his stay in the Aoki Kingdom. Luo Yuheng will serve Tang Chen without complaint or disobedience. Luo Yuheng will provide 3,000 5-element source stones per day. If Luo Yuheng fails to provide the source stones, Tang Chen can claim them from Taiyin Dongtian in exchange for a partnership. Tang Chen reserves the right to interpret and amend this contract. Sign here, Tang Chen said, all smiles. Chapter 75. I am actually on the 5th floor, he is the only one. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay, so why is any of this okay? Luo Yuheng was fuming, her cheeks all puffed out. First of all, I'm the Taiyin saint. My status is super high. It's totally inappropriate for me to be your maid, right? Secondly, you hired me, and you expect me to hand over 3,000 spirit source coins every single day. And lastly, what's with this right of interpretation and modification belongs to you thing? Does that mean you can just change the rules whenever you feel like it? Tang Chen nodded. Yep. Ugh. Luo Yuheng was already steamed, but Tang Chen's chill response made her want to lose her cool. What is that supposed to mean? I've laid out all this stuff, and all you have to say is yup. What kind of answer is that? It's just a contract. Sign it if you want, or get lost, Tang Chen said, like it was no big deal. Can I at least not be a maid? Nope. 3,000 spirit source coins is way too much. How about we make it 1,000? No way. This right to interpret and modify thing is really bogus. Can we at least erase it? Qingrou, start packing for Yangbeiqing, like now. Don't. Luo Yuheng grabbed Tang Chen's arm, looking totally bummed. I'll sign it. I'll sign it right now. She carefully wrote out her name, Luo Yuheng. Qingrou, did you get all that on camera? Tang Chen asked Yi Qingrou, holding up the contract. Yi Qingrou nodded. Got it all. Luo Yuheng blinked. Tang Chen, you're supposed to be this big shot from Xianjian Grotto Heaven, but you're secretly recording stuff with a photo crystal. Don't you think that's a little? Tang Chen just held up the contract. Luo Yuheng instantly plastered on a sweet smile. You did the right thing. That's what I thought. Tang Chen grinned, pleased. Now, while the weather's nice, go wash our bed sheets and quilts, me and Qingrou's. And hang them out to dry, but don't over-dry them, okay? I like them a little damp. How do you know so much about the sheets and quilts? Are you? Luo Yuheng started to get mad again. But then she remembered the maid contract she'd just signed, and swallowed the rest of her words. She just nodded with a smile and headed out. Junior uncle, I think Luo Yuheng is up to something, Yi Qingrou said, sounding concerned. Based on stuff from Kunlun's secret collection, Yi Qingrou had figured out that Luo Yuheng was spoiled and rebellious. Why would she travel all this way to find Tang Chen, and even sign a contract to be his maid, just to chill in the capital of Aoki Kingdom? It didn't add up. She's just a kid, goofing around, Tang Chen said coolly. Besides, she's got the Sky-Striking Immortal Shuttle, so she can bounce anywhere, anytime. If she really wants to stick with us, we can't stop her. So, better to have her out in the open, and get some free labor out of it. When we get to the capital of Aoki Kingdom, go ahead and let Tyene Grotto Heaven know she's there. I can't guarantee her whereabouts won't get out. Meanwhile, Luo Yuheng staggered into the washroom, loaded down with clothes and quilts. She had never done housework in her life. Before long, her hands were all red and raw, and there was a shimmer of tears in her eyes. Ugh, Tang Chen, you're gonna pay for this. Luo Yuheng muttered. When I get to the capital of Qingrou Kingdom, I'm gonna start spreading rumors that you and I are lovers. And I'll make sure to get all cozy with you right in front of Huatiandu. Once the rumors spread all over the eastern wasteland, I dare him to marry me. And even if he still wants to, Tyene Grotto Heaven and Xinhuan Grotto Heaven can't take that kind of face. Luo Yuheng had gotten word that Huatiandu would be at the back mountain of the academy. That's why she'd snuck out of Tyene Grotto Heaven and gone through all the trouble to find Tang Chen. She figured, out of everyone in the entire Donghuang, Tang Chen was the best choice. Having a scandal with him wouldn't damage her status as the Saint of Tyene. Plus, it would wreck her marriage to Huatiandu. As Luo Yuheng was muttering to herself, she didn't notice that a bit of spiritual power was spying on her. Back inside the room, Tang Chen pulled back his spiritual power and shook his head. She thinks she's playing on the second floor, and I'm on the first, but she doesn't realize I'm actually on the third floor. I saw right through her little scheme. He took out the spirit source coins he'd squeezed out of Luo Yuheng and tossed them into the world prototype seed, *whoosh, star. In a blink, all the spirit energy was sucked out, leaving nothing but empty shells. But the world prototype seed didn't even flinch. Figures, this thing's just like Tunton, a bottomless pit. Tang Chen sighed, even though he expected it. Oh well. I'll just treat it like a growth stock and see where it goes. Tang Chen let his mind settle, focused on his breathing, and got into a meditative state. Over at the Aoki Imperial Palace, in a lakeside pavilion, 2 men and a woman were gathered. The 2 men were decked out in fancy robes and looked like royalty, full of pride and royal airs. They were princes of the ancient Qingrou Kingdom. According to the intel, the 9 Blood Ice Heart Grass is almost certainly on the 90th floor of the back mountain of the academy. So, if we can just get there, we can cure Dad's illness. One of the princes said. The other prince shook his head. Bro, getting to the 90th floor is super tough. Ever since the Immortal Falling era, hardly anyone has made it that far. I don't think we have a chance. The 2 princes sighed. They knew they were kind of a big deal, but they also knew their limits. The woman wore a floral dress, and her hair was shiny and black, hanging down to her waist. She was pale and drop-dead gorgeous, and had a delicate, graceful vibe. Seeing her brothers bummed out, she said, maybe we can't get to the 90th floor on our own, but if we get help, we might have a shot. Sister Bailing, who do you have in mind? The 2 princes looked at her. I don't know for sure, the woman said, hesitating, but then she seemed to become more confident. But if I had to pick someone who has the best chance of getting to the 90th floor, it would be him. Chapter 76, Blocking the Road and Sending a Challenge, 3 Questions to Young Ling. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Because the Academy's mountain was now open, Aoki Kingdom's capital was buzzing with excitement. Besides the talented cultivators from various eastern wilderness factions, many more came from other regions. The road to the capital was a dazzling display of diverse cultivator fashion. A keen eye could even spot some demon cultivators mixed in. With the Academy's mountain open to all, no one was excluded. Even Qianlong Academy had its share of demon cultivators. Today, the capital was even more alive than usual. Huge crowds packed the city gates, eyes glued to the horizon, eagerly awaiting something. Many were women, young and old, all decked out in their finest clothes and makeup. Each wanted to make the best impression. They're here, that a shout went up, and everyone snapped their heads toward the sky. After a long morning of waiting, they had finally arrived. The spirit boat cut through the air with a whoosh. A figure in white stood tall on the deck, radiating an otherworldly serenity, untouched by worldly concerns. The warm sunlight bathed his handsome face, causing it to shimmer with a rainbow of light. The essence of Taoism seemed to flow through the air. Even the breeze carried a faint spiritual charm, captivating all who felt it. A hush fell over the crowd. Then, Piercing screams shattered the silence, several female cultivators fainted, their faces flushed with an almost ecstatic expression. Wait a minute, isn't that Yi Qingrou next to Tang Chen? And is that the Taiyin saint, Luo Yuheng? Someone with sharp eyes exclaimed. It is. Luo Yuheng. But wasn't she reported missing? Why is she with Tang Chen? That everyone was baffled. Luo Yuheng's disappearance had been widely publicized in the eastern wilderness. Taiyin Cave had significantly ramped up their search efforts, no longer trying to keep it under wraps. And with good reason. Luo Yuheng had not only made off with a trove of treasures but also the sky-skittering immortal shuttle, an immortal weapon. No wonder Taiyin Cave was in a panic. Could it be that Luo Yuheng and Tang Chen are actually a couple now? No way. Tang Chen said last time they were just pretending. How could things get so serious in just a few days? My darling husband only loves me. This has to be a mistake. Luo Yuheng's appearance ignited a firestorm of discussion. The atmosphere was electric. On the spirit boat, Luo Yuheng was taken aback by the scene. Tang Chen's popularity was insane. Usually, when she went out, the attention was all on her. But here, hundreds of thousands of cultivators were focused solely on Tang Chen. She felt like just a pretty face. Get used to it, Tang Chen said with a light smile. He had experienced the grand welcome at Yao Qi Cave. This was nothing in comparison. He was unfazed. Tang Chen. Suddenly, a thunderous roar ripped through the air. A flash of black lightning appeared in the distance. Then, a stern-faced man in black armor with dark wings materialized in front of the spirit boat. His eyes burned with a cold, predatory hunger as he stared at Tang Chen. It's young Ling, the bloody battle Daozi. Someone shouted from below. A wave of understanding rippled through the crowd. Tang Chen had crushed Yang Qing in the Kunlun secret treasures, embarrassing bloody battle cave. Naturally, Ling, being a bloody battle warrior, would seek retribution, especially since Yang Ling was Yang Qing's brother. You killed my brother, Yang Qing, during the Kunlun secret treasures expedition, making bloody battle cave a laughingstock. Today, I challenge you to a fight to the death. Yang Ling's battle aura surged, an outright declaration of war. The crowd roared with excitement. Tang Chen had barely arrived in the capital when Yang Ling blocked his path, demanding a duel to the death. This was going to be good. You're Yang Ling. Despite Yang Ling's fierce presence, Tang Chen remained calm. Let me ask you something, he said calmly. Imagine you're eating, and an ant comes along wanting to share your food. Annoyed, you blow it away, accidentally killing it. How do you feel about the ant? It's a fool for picking a fight with a person, and it deserved to die, Yang Ling replied without hesitation. Tang Chen smiled faintly. Second question, the bloody battle cave is about strength, right? Was my fight with Yang Qing fair? Did I cheat in any way? No. Yang Ling sensed something was off, but still answered honestly. Many had witnessed the fight. It had been a fair contest. Tang Chen nodded. Last question, who made bloody battle cave a joke, me, or Yang Qing? Yang Ling's eyes widened, his fiery battle spirit flickered and dimmed, his brow furrowed in thought. You came here full of anger to avenge your brother. That's understandable, but you should at least know why you're fighting. Think about it carefully. When you figure it out, come find me. Tang Chen waved his hand dismissively and continued onward. Yang Ling stood there, lost in thought. Below, the crowd of hundreds of thousands was silent, eyes wide, utterly speechless. Yang Ling had arrived with such ferocity, vowing a fight to the death. Everyone expected a brutal showdown. Instead, Tang Chen had just asked a few questions, leaving Yang Ling dumbfounded. Shenzhen Cave's junior master was truly terrifying. Chapter 77 Where to find such a good teammate? Princess Bailing invites. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 77, Where can I find a teammate like that? An invitation from Princess. What's her name? Qingrou. Top-tier inn in Aoki's capital, more like a compound than a hotel. Big shots always end up staying here. Courtyards are ranked, heaven, earth, black, yellow. Tang Chen was chilling in heaven-level courtyard number 1. Luo Yuheng had been frowning the whole walk. Finally, she blurted out, that Yang Ling was all tough talk and threats, but you shut him down with a few words. Is that how bloody battles work? Tang Chen didn't answer. just glanced at Qingrou. Qingrou thought for a sec, then said seriously, bloody battles in the cave world are about fighting spirit. They say a strong attack peters out fast. You hit M 3 times, they're done. First, you called Yang Qing an ant, which killed Yang Ling's buzz. Then, you pointed out that you and Yang Qing are both in the same league, further undermining Yang Ling. Finally, you argued that the bloody battle was turning Dong Tian into a joke, attacking the very reason for Yang Ling's actions. After those 3 shots, Yang Ling lost his nerve and any reason to fight. Luo Yuheng's jaw dropped, she'd had no clue there was that much going on beneath the surface. And, Tang Chen asked suddenly. Luo Yuheng and Qingrou both looked confused. And I can't figure it out, junior uncle. Please enlighten me. Qingrou lowered her head, ashamed. Your analysis was good, but it was all from your point of view, not Yang Ling's. Tang Chen leaned back in his chair, relaxed. The bloody cave is all about fighting, full of hotheads. And a hothead is, well, hot-headed, arrogant, and totally unreasonable. Yang Ling got to Qingmu early and waited for me. Finally, I show up, and he intercepts me on the road. But even when he intercepts me, he doesn't just attack, he tries to be nice. Does that sound like a hothead to you? That the words hung in the air. Qingrou looked thunderstruck. You mean, Yang Ling wasn't really feeling it to begin with, so he played it up for the crowd? And your 3 questions crushed the momentum he'd been trying to build. That Qingrou was practically vibrating with excitement. The guy's a genius. Sees right through everything, following him is a masterclass. Always look beneath the surface, Qingrou. Tang Chen smiled, playing it cool. Truth was, he hadn't understood her first explanation at all. Best thing to do in one go, then peter out 3 times. Attacking the very reason, that didn't compute. He just thought Yang Ling was being a loudmouth and stealing his thunder, so he'd asked questions to make him back down. Turns out, Yang Ling was having an existential crisis. She really is the smartest girl in the East Wasteland. Tang Chen mentally gave Qingrou a thumbs up, great for brainstorming. A real asset. Where do you find teammates like that? While Tang Chen was lost in thought, Luo Yuheng was staring at him with stars in her eyes. I thought he was just a pretty face, but he's actually smart too. Guess I underestimated him. Actually, now that I think about it, he's not so bad. A little bossy, maybe, but... Wait, isn't being bossy a plus in fairy tales? So, that's a good thing too. Luo Yuheng's heart started pounding for no good reason, her face got even redder. Knock, knock, someone rapped on the door. Greetings, Immortals. Chief Qingmu wishes to see you. Chief Qingmu. Tang Chen frowned. General manager, basically a butler in charge of everything. Tang Chen vaguely remembered not having any connection to Qingmu. Why would they want to see him as soon as he got to the capital? Let him in, Tang Chen said. A moment later, an old guy in a blue eunuch's uniform shuffled in and bowed to Tang Chen. I am Qin Yong, sent by the princess to request an audience. The old guy kept bowing, afraid to look Tang Chen in the eye. He produced an invitation and said respectfully, the princess invites you to the Aoki Chamber of Commerce on the night of, whatever day it is, for a talk. We hope you will accept. Princess, what's her name? Luo Yuheng jumped in, winking at Tang Chen. I heard this princess is drop-dead gorgeous, sounds like a songbird, hence the nickname. When did you get involved with her? The old guy in green shuddered. Princess hadn't even left the palace before. This time, she went herself and even wrote the invitation herself, so that's what's going on. But considering how pretty Tang Chen was, the old guy wasn't surprised. With looks like that, no wonder the princess was smitten. You got a lot of free time, huh? Go starch all my clothes and yours. No dinner until it's done. Tang Chen glared at Luo Yuheng. But I just washed it yesterday. Luo Yuheng pouted. Do it again. Tang Chen's voice was icy. Luo Yuheng stomped her foot, but did as she was told, pushing the door open in a huff. Tell the princess Tang Chen will be there, Tang Chen said, smiling like nothing had happened. Master, Why did the princess invite you all of a sudden? What's her angle? After the old guy in green left, Qingrou eyed the invitation suspiciously. Tang Chen rolled his eyes. Everything's got to be a conspiracy with this girl, maybe she was overthinking it. She's got an angle, whatever. I'm bored, so I might as well check it out, Tang Chen said casually. As for Luo Yuheng saying the princess was gorgeous, he didn't buy it. Could Princess what's-her-name even hold a candle to Yi Qingrou? Could her voice compare to Yi Rushue's, assets? It's tough being surrounded by so much beauty. I'm just not interested in anyone else. Tang Chen sighed from the depths of his soul. Outside the Seven Stars Tower, the old guy in green got in his carriage, ready to head back to the palace and report. As he left, he gazed back at room number 1. The prettiest woman in the East Wasteland is a sword servant, the Saint of Taiyin is a maid, and even a princess is chasing after him. I've never seen so much power. Thinking back on it, the old guy shivered. Soon, the story had spread. Qingmu's capital was in shock. Chapter 78 9 Blood Ice Heart Grass, what can you give me? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Did you hear? Luo Yuheng's practically a slave for Tang Chen, washing his clothes and bedding every day. No way. She's the Taiyin saint. And get this, Princess Bai Ling is head over heels for Tang Chen, totally obsessed. This is it, game over. Every woman's falling for Tang Chen. Are we all gonna die single? Guys everywhere clutched their chests, freaking out. We hate this superficial world. I always said Luo Yuheng wasn't Qinchen's girl. Turns out she's just a maid. Princess Bai Ling, living in the palace all that time, and she still fell hard for Qinchen. That proves it, he's irresistible, a total knockout. Yi Qingrou, Luo Yuheng, Princess Bai Ling, they're all just pretty faces, but I'm his one true love. Girls everywhere cheered, totally pumped. What does this mean? Tang Chen is still single. As long as he's single, there's still a shot. That's all that matters. Night settled in. The carriage Princess Bai Ling arranged was already waiting outside Star Tower. 15 minutes later, they arrived. Aoki Chamber of Commerce loomed. This place was massive, like a palace complex. Inside, there were markets, trading floors, gambling halls, even fighting arenas. Everything you could imagine, every kind of practitioner was there, and the atmosphere was buzzing. This way, please, to the private room in the main building, Qin Yong said. Qin Yong personally led Tang Chen to the private room. The view was incredible, overlooking the entire Aoki Chamber of Commerce. After the talk, I might take a look around, Tang Chen mumbled. The sheer size and variety of the place piqued his interest. He opened the door to the private room. 3 people had been waiting. 2 men in fancy robes stood out, then there was a graceful woman in simple white. As soon as she saw Tang Chen, she bowed respectfully and said, Qin Shiyan, reporting to you, uncle from Xianjian Grotto Heaven. Her voice was like a songbird, clear and sweet, lingering in your ears. If things play out as expected, she's Princess Bai Ling. Qin Zheng, reporting to you, master from Xianjian Grotto Heaven. The 2 men echoed immediately. No need for formalities, Tang Chen said, with a slight smile. He casually took a seat. Yi Qingqing and Luo Yuheng stood behind him. Qin Xian's heart skipped a beat at the sight. The rumors are true. The Taiyin saint isn't Tang Chen's partner, just his personal maid. This guy's got serious pull. While marveling at it, Qin Xian remembered another rumor about Tian, and couldn't help but feel a little flustered on her face. She glanced at Tang Chen, quickly and discreetly. Her heart pounded. With looks like that, she could. Princess Bai Ling invited me. What's so important? Tang Chen cut to the chase. Princess Bai Ling snapped out of her reverie, composing herself. She got straight to the point. To be frank, my father's seriously ill and needs 9 blood ice heart grass to survive. It's on the 95th floor of the mountain behind the academy. That's why I'm asking you, Uncle Master, to get it for me. Qin Xian and the 2 princes knelt, sincere as could be. How do you know Tang Chen can even make it to the 95th floor of the mountain? Luo Yuheng asked, her curiosity getting the better of her. Tang Chen rolled his eyes. Luo Yuheng, when are you going to learn to think? After all this time washing clothes and bedding for me, she hasn't learned anything. When the geniuses of the East Wasteland were all suppressed by Master, they were only on the 95th floor, which is nothing to me. Qin Shiyan said, entirely serious. See? That's how you talk. Tang Chen liked being flattered by Qin Shiyan, still, he didn't get cocky. He said calmly, if I agree, what's in it for me? There's a reward for every step you take. After all, 95 steps is a big deal. If Tang Chen gets the 9 blood ice heart grass, he's giving up all that reward. Qin Shiyan's flattery was nice, but business is business. The two princes looked confused. They hadn't expected Tang Chen to be so blunt, plus, they knew Tang Chen was well off and wouldn't be hurting for much. They were at a loss. The mood was getting awkward when Qin Shiyan spoke, her voice firm. If Uncle Master gets the 9-blooded ice heart grass, the Qingmu Kingdom will become a subsidiary of Xianjian Grotto Heaven and will never betray you. Everyone but Tang Chen was stunned. The forces in the Eastern Wasteland were divided into 3 categories, 0.6 Grotto Heavens at the top, 5 Element Kingdoms in the middle, 108 states at the bottom. There wasn't much movement between the 3. Many state-level powers were as strong as the Grotto Heavens. However, the area was a progressive relationship. As one of the 5 Element Kingdoms, the Qingmu Kingdom had been around for thousands of years, with a territory of millions of miles and billions of people. Even the Grotto Heavens wouldn't underestimate such a behemoth, and now, Qin Shiyan, speaking for the Qingmu Kingdom, was willing to become a subsidiary of Xianjian Grotto Heaven. The people in the room were stunned. If word got out, the entire Eastern Wasteland would be rocked. No nation in the world has been willing to take a back seat to others. Princess Bai Ling, your courage is impressive. A smile played on Tang Chen's lips, but he said, but can you even speak for the Qingmu Kingdom? Tang Chen noticed the prince's surprised expressions. Clearly, this hadn't been discussed beforehand. Besides, the Aoki Kingdom must have its fair share of sages and strong people. There was no guarantee that Princess Bai Ling wasn't writing a blank check. Facing Tang Chen's skepticism, Princess Bai Ling didn't get upset. She explained, the Qingmu Kingdom started as merchants, so people in the border areas are sometimes lax. Lately, the national fortune has been declining. Meanwhile, with Uncle Master's rise, Xianjian Grotto Heaven has been gaining momentum. Its future is limitless. If I lose, the other will win. It's not a bad move to take refuge with him. At least I can protect this vast country and its ancient legacy. Princess Bai Ling took out a scroll. There were spots of blood on it. Tang Chen recognized it immediately. Not ordinary blood, but the blood of a saint. What I've said reflects the wishes of the Qingmu Kingdom's elders. I hope Uncle Master will accept our offer. Qin Shiyan knelt again, resolute in her plea. Chapter 79 Domineering Female President, Yi Qingrou feels the crisis. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Edited content, Chapter 79, Domineering CEO, Yi Qingrou, senses a threat. Alright, I'm in. Tang Chen finally agreed. The reward on the mountain's 5th level wasn't that appealing to him. Even the best reward couldn't beat the chance of a lucky draw, trading something he didn't care much about for a loyal ally. That's a steal. Plus, the Aoki Kingdom bordered Beiyuan, perfect for them to gather intel on Beiyuan, making Tang Chen's future trip much easier. And as for whether Tang Chen could reach the 5th level, that wasn't even a question. Forget 5 levels, even 100, Tang Chen was totally confident. Thank you, little uncle. Princess Bai Ling was overjoyed, tears welling up. They then discussed the details. Tang Chen realized Princess Bai Ling might seem delicate, but she was incredibly efficient and strategically sharp. In another life, she'd definitely be a CEO. Her brothers couldn't compare. The night's still young. Why not show our little uncle around? But even before Tang Chen had the blood ice heart grass, Qin Shiyan had already stepped up. Same here. Tang Chen was gorgeous and had an amazing aura. All the women wanted to spend more time with him. Sounds good, Tang Chen said with a smile. Just then, a commotion erupted in the Chamber of Commerce. Ao Qianquan, the second prince of the Wutu Kingdom, is here in the Aoki capital. Everyone was shocked. Thanks to Tang Chen, the Wutu Kingdom had lost 2 princes. Their king was so furious, he was bedridden. You'd think Ao Qianquan would avoid Tang Chen like the plague. That's why his arrival was so surprising. Ao Qianquan, second prince of Wutu, reborn and stronger. With the Great Qilin Sacred Code and the Great Wilderness Killing Technique, Tang Chen instantly saw through him, just another. Nobody, with his flawless Taoist heart, Tang Chen was practically a grandmaster. Others might be impressed by Ao Qianquan, but to him, he was nothing special. If my little uncle wants, I'll have Ao Qianquan thrown out. Seeing Tang Chen's gaze on Ao Qianquan, Qin Shiyan exuded that domineering CEO vibe again. Yi Qingrou and Luo Yuhan exchanged glances. Princess Bai Ling has such a presence. I can't let her outdo me. I'm little uncle's personal bodyguard. Yi Qingrou felt a little anxious. Luo Yuhan, master. Everyone's a guest here, so no need to make a scene, Tang Chen said casually. No, if they kicked him out, they'd be losing a whale of a customer. Tang Chen's all-seeing eyes had spotted Ao Qianquan's hidden treasures, some even piqued his interest. Down below, Ao Qianquan clearly felt Tang Chen's gaze. He strode over to him, he even took the initiative, saying, Ao Qianquan, at your service, young master uncle from Xianjian Grotto. Right. Tang Chen nodded slightly, a faint smile playing on his lips. You're a proper prince, all right. Your manners are much better than Ao Xiaoxiao and Ao Hongchen. I hear the Wutu king hasn't been well lately. Should I write him a letter to offer my condolences? That the word letter sent ripples of laughter through the crowd. Everyone remembered how Tang Chen's letter had made the Wutu king spit blood for 3 days straight. It was legendary. If Tang Chen wrote another one now, it might just kill him. No. No need. Ao Qianquan's face twitched, he struggled to control his anger, barely resisting the urge to tear Tang Chen apart. Just you wait. Tang Chen cheered silently, he was provoking him on purpose. If the other guy lost his cool, he wouldn't be able to fleece him, but Ao Qianquan kept his composure. Tang Chen was a bit disappointed. Just when he was losing hope, Ao Qianquan spoke. Has little uncle ever tried stone gambling? Hearing this, Tang Chen's expression changed. At the same time, Qin Shiyan explained, where spiritual energy is concentrated, you sometimes find stones containing forging materials. They're called source stones. The surface of a source stone is strange. It's impossible to see inside. You have to examine the surface features to assess its value. Sometimes, a plain-looking stone has treasure inside. Other times, a valuable one only contains common rock. Over time, opening source stones has become a game, known as stone gambling. Damn, he stole my thunder. Yi Qingrou lamented. Luo Yuhan, master. The Aoki Chamber of Commerce is a major player in the Eastern Wasteland and has the largest collection of source stones. I was wondering if little uncle would be interested in a game. I'll cover all the costs, and any forging materials you find are yours. Ao Qianquan pointed to a nearby pavilion. That was the gambling stone pavilion. It was packed with source stones. Before Tang Chen could answer, Ao Qianquan continued. Actually, just gambling on stones is a bit boring. I couldn't help noticing that little uncle's inner armor and gauntlets look a lot like the Baiming holy armor and the Blood Fong holy gloves from my Wutu kingdom. So, how about we make it a lucky draw? We'll each open 2 source stones, and whoever finds the higher grade forging material wins. And to sweeten the pot, I'll throw in 2 sacred weapons. Whoa. The crowd erupted. Stone gambling was already exciting, but adding sacred weapons? Are you sure? Tang Chen studied Ao Qianquan intently. He thought he'd have to let him go, but Ao Qianquan had practically served himself up on a platter. Seriously, Ao Qianquan was handing Tang Chen the butcher knife and begging him to use it. Did he forget Tang Chen's all-seeing eyes? Trying to gamble with him? It was suicide. Of course. Seeing Tang Chen's hesitation, Ao Qianquan thought he was scared. He smiled smugly. Gambling with Xianjian Grotto's little master uncle. Of course, there has to be a winner. Otherwise, how would I uphold the prestige of Xianjian Grotto's little master uncle? Secretly, Ao Qianquan sneered, I've been gambling on stones since I was a kid. I've handled thousands of source stones. I'm bound to win this time. I'm not just taking back the Biming holy armor and the Blood Fong holy gloves, I'm also going to crush Tang Chen under my heel, humiliate him, and mock him. Tang Chen, prepare to tremble. Chapter 80, Beat the Fallen Dog and Send Him Away. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 80, Kicking a Dog When It's Down. The gambling match between Tang Chen and Ao Qianquan drew a massive crowd. The Qingrou Chamber of Commerce was completely packed. Ao Qianquan thought, Tang Chen must be dying inside, getting humiliated in front of all these people. He practically pictured Tang Chen collapsing, utterly defeated. Inside the gambling stone pavilion, all non-essential personnel were cleared out, thousands of source stones were arranged inside, a dazzling array of shapes and colors. The catch. They were all sealed tight, no amount of spiritual energy could penetrate and reveal their contents. After you, little master, Ao Qianquan said with false politeness. He was already secretly sizing up the stones, though. All right. Tang Chen said, nodding with a smile. He stepped forward, glanced around, and picked up a black source stone. You've already picked one. Ao Qianquan stammered, shocked. It took Tang Chen less than a second to make his choice. Too fast. Is this guy serious? Gambling on stones requires a keen eye. The shape, color, even the smell of a source stone can hint at the type of forging material inside. Even seasoned pros take their time, observing carefully. Tang Chen's lightning-fast selection made him look like a complete amateur. I'll take this one, Tang Chen said, still smiling faintly. Ao Qianquan felt a surge of confidence. Still, he wouldn't underestimate his opponent. For the next 10 minutes, he meticulously examined each source stone, sometimes closing his eyes in concentration. Finally, he settled on a fiery red source stone. Qin Shiyan frowned almost imperceptibly as he picked it up. As Princess Bailing, she was no stranger to gambling on stones. In fact, she was quite skilled at it. The source stones Ao Qianquan selected were top-notch in terms of quality and shape. The stone Tang Chen picked was completely ordinary, cheap even. Judging by shape alone, Ao Qianquan's stone should contain at least an 8th-level forging material. This is such a rookie move, while Ao Qianquan is clearly an expert. What a jerk. Ao Qianquan is deliberately trying to embarrass Tang Chen. Many people were getting worked up. In the stone gambling world, taking advantage of someone inexperienced is a big no-no. Not to mention, Ao Qianquan had specifically upped the ante with a sacred weapon prize. Princess Bailing, would you do us the honor of opening these 2 stones? Ao Qianquan said, ignoring the murmurs and deliberately asking Qin Shiyan, hoping to further provoke Tang Chen, but Tang Chen didn't flinch. He remained calm and collected. Trying to play it cool, Ao Qianquan sneered inwardly. Just wait until that stone's cracked open. Then you'll be the laughingstock. Ao Qianquan eyed Tang Chen's stone. It looked terrible. Probably not even a first-level forging material inside. Forging materials and heavenly spiritual materials are ranked from 1 to 9, 1 is the lowest, and 9 is the highest. Above level 9, you have true level, sacred level, and immortal level. Below level 1. That's just junk, also known as garbage. Qin Shiyan glanced at Tang Chen for confirmation. With his nod, she took out a jade knife, similar to a saw, and carefully began to cut into the source stone Ao Qianquan had chosen. As the cracks on the surface grew, a sudden burst of crimson energy shot into the sky. The energy spread like a fiery lake, filled with powerful Taoist energy and intense heat, instantly raising the temperature in the pavilion. Blood Spirit Stone. A Real. A true-level forging material. That the crowd gasped. Many had tried stone gambling before, and considered themselves lucky to find a material above level 1. 9 was beyond their wildest dreams. Ao Qianquan had pulled out a true-level material right off the bat. Unbelievable. My apologies, it seems luck is on my side today, Ao Qianquan said, beaming at Tang Chen. After years of gambling on stones, this was the first time he'd ever unearthed a true-level material. This round was as good as one. Okay, Tang Chen said casually, then turned to Qin Shiyan. Go ahead and open it. Qin Shiyan was taken aback. She was still reeling from the blood spirit stone. Glancing at Tang Chen's source stone, her heart pounded in her chest. A blood spirit stone was a true-level forging material. for Tang Chen to win, he would need to reveal a sacred-level material, ** how could that ordinary stone possibly, ** I can only hope Ao Qianquan screws up the next round, ** with a sigh, Qin Xian raised the jade knife and sliced into the source stone Tang Chen had picked, * crack. A tiny fissure appeared, in an instant, a brilliant golden light erupted from the crack, the light coalesced into a fiery phoenix, its wings batting away the strange energy produced by the blood spirit stone, the fire phoenix soared, its cries echoing throughout the land, the dark night instantly turned into a golden ocean. The legendary golden jade fire phoenix stone. Oh my god, it's a saint-level forging material, and the best saint-level forging material at that. Wait, did anyone else notice the trace of immortal Tao energy coming from the stone? The golden jade fire phoenix stone is infused with immortal energy. This has to be an immortal-level forging material. That everyone was stunned, speechless, completely mesmerized, Ao Qianquan included. A stone gambling game producing an immortal-level forging material was the stuff of legends, and it was happening here, right in front of them. Second Emperor, what was that you were saying? Luck was on your side today. Please, all that for a mere true-level forging material? Is that really all you expect from yourself? Tang Chen couldn't resist the opportunity to kick a dog when it was down. Ao Qianquan's face flushed crimson. I concede this round. Ao Qianquan pulled a sacred weapon from his interspatial ring, gritting his teeth, he handed it to Tang Chen. That feeling of being about to win, only to have everything overturned by a perfect opponent, was truly awful. We'll battle again soon. I hope you can seize the opportunity. Tang Chen took the sacred weapon with a smile. It was an inner armor, the scales like feathers, fitting snugly against the skin, with a faint layer of frost on the surface, making it utterly gorgeous. Qingrou, this inner armor suits you perfectly. Here, it's yours. Tang Chen immediately handed the sacred inner armor to Qingrou. And this stone? I'll give it to Tun Tun as a snack. Tang Chen grabbed the golden jade fire phoenix stone and shoved it into Tun Tun's mouth. The crowd, finally snapping out of their stupor, instantly froze again. That was a sacred weapon and an immortal-level forging material. A priceless treasure worth a fortune. Tang Chen was just giving it away like it was nothing.